Welcome, Cancer, to your love reading for the week of November 5th to the 11th of 2018. So, let's see what's going on with you. We're going to do a 10-card Celtic cross spread, which is going to be fairly quick, and to get a view of what you could be experiencing, alright? So, have everything partner towards you, your response, how they may be viewing you this week, how they might be viewing you, your advice for the week, and then the potential outcome for Cancer for November 5th to the 11th of 2018. Okay. So we have some indecision. Some of you are not really certain about somebody, so back and forth. You could be busy financially, just depends. I just did Gemini, and Gemini had this as well, so them not really being certain. Now that generally everybody's going to be indecisive about somebody or something, but that means that that energy is very intense, where you're in and then you're up and you're down and you're not really sure of how to proceed with somebody. And what should I work with that person? Should I wait for them? Should I make a commitment with them or sign a contract? Should I save for that wedding or whatever it might be? So the Three of Pentacles is there, and trying to be patient as you work with someone or with the next partner. For some of that you're used to, but financially there might be financial issues there. The Tower's coming through this week might be a big change or shift that brings something in or breaks you apart. We'll look into what that might be. The recent past is there may have been some truth that has become clearer to you, maybe throughout the weekend. Something happened, and let's see what it's about. And there may have been issues of another person in the equation. Someone may have been seeking you to be around you because you have a place to stay, money, that might be an issue. Someone may not have had their own place, which causes an obstacle between both. So now you're having to work and save so that you can get your own place, so that other person can be independent of the connection and not lean on you. You know, that could be an issue. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus is there. Person coming towards you. There does seem to be some energy, seem to be someone else potentially in their energy, another person. The Lovers is in reverse. Let me see your response, and this is defensiveness. So whatever truth did come out, I don't feel like you like it too much, and kind of knowing about that person and what they might be up to, being dishonest and maybe using you or using someone else, and now you're trying to see where to go from here. All right, how they might be viewing you this week. They may see that you're having fun, that you're doing a whole lot of different things, and sometimes it's almost where you might feel like they want to get in the way of your happiness, or kind of confront you or block it because you're moving away from them. So once you start to realize the significant patterns or issues with another person, and then you start to alleviate your stress and pain and move on, they may try to block that or feel like things are not really good between both of you, or that you're having too much of a good time. So obstacles is where you're not really able to move forward in a way that you want. The Chariot is in reverse, so that's a tough issue of something that happened maybe in the past, and as you move forward, so issues with traveling, coming to see one another, someone else in a way, often getting into drama or conflict and really feeling like things are not in your favor, or you know, things are out of control right now. And then we have a Judgment. So the outcome is you trying to figure out whether or not to, you know the truth, you know what someone has did, you know how they might have felt, and you're trying to figure out whether or not you should give them a chance, or open up, or give them a second chance, another try, and that comes through making a big decision. So clarify the Seven of Swords in reverse for Cancer for November 5th to the 11th of 2018. And waiting often, well, two sevens are there, so often just waiting and for someone, for you to actually realize someone came back, and then they may have been in the past, you may have let somebody go, and then they come back around and it wasn't worth your time. Clarify the Seven of Swords in reverse for Cancer. Someone may have been kind of watching you as you were waiting for them, and you were doing all that, and still they may not have been even ready for you because they've been holding on to someone else, or still dealing with another person. Clarify the Seven of Swords in reverse for Cancer. Yes, someone, either you or another person, still holding on to a past issue or person, and now it comes down to getting real with making a decision and change. That's very clear to me right now. And trying to figure out whether or not to continue to wait for somebody to move on from them, or give them another try on letting them back in, or them letting you back in. That might be an issue. All right, so let's see messages for. Just be careful of going to someone that you've moved on from, or going back to, or you know, accepting an offer to go back to someone where you know that connection is a bit heavy. So the same thing, the universe will allow you to do the same thing over and over again, and it's always up to you. That's your decision, you know. So let's see messages for Cancer for November 5th to the 11th, 2018. We have, it's safe for you to love, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Some of you might be doubting the connection, but that's telling you again, I told Gemini this as well, where some of you may be a bit scorned or a bit hurt from a previous relationship, and you're trying to figure out whether or not to open up to somebody, to give them a chance and to see how things might unfold over time. And don't be scorned or you know, resentful about how someone else may have treated you, because everybody is not the same. All right. We can attract the same person in our lives if we continue to do the same thing and over again. If we don't love ourselves, you know, we can do that. So just try to be real about where you stand with you and what you might be attracting in your life. So a message to the Cancer, November 5th to the 11th, 2018. And then we have honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So it seems like you, to me, it seems like you might be around somebody who getting to know someone, even it could be an ex-partner, could be a current partner, or love potential. You may be taking some time to get to know someone, but be careful with spending time with, I want to say the enemy, sleeping with the enemy, or someone who has continuously done you wrong, and you just let them right back in, you know, like it's nothing, because you do have that love for them. You may have understood what they have been going through. They've been holding on to the past, but it's still an issue of, you know, self-respect, self-love, and how they may have been, you know, treating you. So the Sun shows up, and that's a great card that showed up with the Three of Pentacles. But also let's clarify the Tower. Clarify the Tower. It may be a move or something as well. Clarify the Tower. The King of Pentacles is showing up. So that's money or another person, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Tower for Cancer. And the issue of the Tower is coming through, where it sometimes is separating you from somebody, or just giving you some time to breathe because of what has happened in the recent past. So that conflict or separation. So I feel like work is going to help you and motivate you to disconnect from somebody else right now, the tension that may have been there. So just be careful with reconciling with someone who is repeatedly doing something over and over again. Just being honest with what I see right here. So that's going to be a reading. Lots of love, lots of light to you, tons of feeling vibes. And again, you can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for you. Have a good one.